Continue learning the crochet method for the front piece. The sample front piece here has already been crocheted. The front piece is worked into the space of another body piece, starting the crochet from above. It is divided into 3 sections. Section 1 starts from row 2, working even upward. The crochet method is identical to section 1 of the back piece overall, except one group 3 less needs to be crocheted on row 1. Therefore, the crochet pattern for the middle section will be slightly different from the back piece. Please refer to the chart for details. Pay attention. Row 1 is also worked on the wrong side. After completing the corresponding rows for section 1, continue with section 2. Before crocheting, first mark the space between the middle 2 group 3. Then crochet the first row on the left, continuing to the space in the second group 3 on the right side of the mark. Then continue crocheting section 2 and section 3 following the chart. For different sizes, the row count for section 3 will vary slightly. After finishing, simply fasten off normally. Note: do not remove the yarn marker. Then crochet section 2 and section 3 on the right side. For the first row of section 2, start by joining the yarn in the second group 3 on the left side of the mark. Then work the corresponding stitch pattern. After finishing section 3, simply fasten off as well. That's it. The front piece is now complete. Next, we need to join the shoulders from both sides. I'll use the left shoulder as an example for explanation. Overall, the method for joining the shoulders is the same as joining the body pieces. Both involve crocheting single crochets and chains. The only difference is the insertion position. First, turn the entire piece to the wrong side. Meaning the right sides are facing each other. With the back piece facing you. Then join the yarn on the turning chain at the edge. Work 1 chain. Crochet 1 single crochet in the same stitch. 1 chain. Then in the stitch on the edge of the front piece, crochet 1 single crochet. One chain. Continue alternately in the left side of the front and back pieces. In each chain space, crochet 1 single crochet. Between each, crochet 1 chain to join. Finally, on the edge stitch, crochet 1 single crochet each. Also crochet 1 chain to join between them. Once completed, fasten off the yarn normally. This way, one side of the shoulder joining is done. Next, everyone follow the same method to complete the joining of the other shoulder. Up to this point, the shoulder joining is finished. Next, we'll learn how to crochet the armhole edging. There are a total of 2 rounds. Both are crocheted in rounds on the right side. Here, I'll use a sample as an example of one side to demonstrate. First, turn the piece to the right side. Then, at the middle chain space, where the two body pieces are joined, join the yarn. The row numbers at the bottom of the sample are omitted. Work 1 chain. Crochet 1 single crochet into the joining spot. Keep the yarn tail over the hook, and weave it into the stitches as you crochet. Then, on the left side, in these two spaces like this, work 2 single crochets each. Note: the picking up stitches pattern in the chart is for reference only. You can also adjust the number of stitches picked up according to your needs by adding or reducing a few. Also, during the crocheting process, if you can't find the exact position, just estimate it roughly. If you come across a yarn tail, place it over the hook. Weave the yarn tail as you crochet. Next, you can notice on the left side, the 4-row edge is all double crochets or turning chains for double crochets. In each row's edge gap, work 2 single crochets. Once done, you reach the side of the body piece's first row. Pick up a few loops from the edge single crochet, and make 1 single crochet. Which means you can crochet into the same insertion position of this double crochet. Next is the position for the front and back pieces. The edges are all double crochets, turning chains for double crochets or single crochets. When you encounter a double crochet, or a turning chain for a double crochet, work 2 single crochets into the edge gap. When you encounter a single crochet, pick up a few strands from the edge and make 1 single crochet. Follow this pattern. Work all the way up to the top row. Once completed, at the position where the shoulders are joined together, pick up the middle chain space and work 2 single crochets. Then, crochet this side symmetrically with the front piece. When you reach the 2 spaces created by the increase under the arm, at the same joining position, work the final single crochet. Once completed, at the first single crochet, work a slip stitch to join. Insert into the stitch. Yarn over, and draw through all loops on the hook in one go. This V-shape formed is the braid created by the slip stitch. This joining slip stitch doesn't count as one stitch. Need to tighten it up? Like this. That's all for the first round. Now continue to crochet the second round. First, make a chain. Then, at the same insertion position, where you joined with the slip stitch, work one single crochet. Next, on the next 3 stitches on the left side, work one single crochet in each. Once completed, work a CH3SL picket, hereafter referred to simply as a picket. That is, first work 3 chains. Then, in the single crochet below, pick up the strand closest to you, and the strand from the left edge. Work one slip stitch. Insert the hook. Yarn over. Pull through all loops on the hook in one go. Gently tighten. Like this, one picket is completed. Continue working 4 single crochets evenly. When done, work one picket. That is, first work 3 chains. Then pick up 2 strands like this from below. Work one slip stitch. Gently tighten. Another picket is complete. Next, after every 4 single crochets, work one picket. That means there are 3 stitches between each picket. When reaching the end position, if it doesn't divide evenly, you can adjust the number of stitches between appropriately. Finally, join with a slip stitch to the first single crochet. And fasten off normally. Weave the yarn tail along the piece's texture, on the wrong side. You can also weave the entire yarn tail if you'd like. This way, one side of the armhole edging is done. Next, follow the same method to complete the other side. Now let's learn how to do the neckline edging. Start from the back piece. At the opening section, crochet the first row. This row is crocheted on the wrong side. First, position the wrong side towards you. Locate the left side of section 2 on the back piece. At the edge of the 5th row from the bottom. That's the corner area. Join the yarn in the gap along the edge. Make 1 chain. Then work 3 single crochets at the joining point. Next, when you encounter a side with a single crochet, work 1 single crochet. If the side has a double crochet, crochet 2 single crochets. When you reach the edge of row 2 in section 2, this is a treble crochet, work 3 single crochets. At the edge of row 1 in section 2, this is a single crochet, work 1 single crochet. Once completed, in the middle space of the group 3, crochet 2 single crochets. Then, on the other side, crochet symmetrically to this side. Continue all the way to the symmetrical position here. Now, the first row of the neckline sample is done. Continue to crochet round 2, which means to work a round along the entire neckline. This round is worked on the right side. First, make 1 chain. Turn the work over. Work single crochets into each stitch evenly. Continue all the way to the position of the first row. Once completed, on the last single crochet, crochet 1 more single crochet. Then, into the next 2 double crochets on the edge. Work 1 single crochet into each. The double crochets on this edge have already been wrapped. Don't miss them, everyone. When crocheting, carry the yarn over the hook and wrap it into the stitches at the same time. Then, into the next 6 chain spaces on the left side, work 2 single crochets each. Once done, move to the left single crochet position. Work 1 single crochet each. Work 4 single crochets in the treble crochet position. Work 3 single crochets in the double crochet position. The sample has fewer rows here. Once completed, reach the shoulder joining position. Work 2 single crochets into the middle space. Then move to the front piece position. Work 1 single crochet into the single crochet. Work 3 single crochets into the turning chain of the double crochet. Also work 2 single crochets into the space of group 3 below. That's the space next to this 4 chain. Work 2 stitches into the group 3 position. Once completed, work 4 single crochets into this large space. Work 1 single crochet into this single crochet. Then move to section 1 of the front piece. Into the spaces of these two group 3 and the space in between them. Work 2 single crochets into each space. Once completed, work 1 single crochet into the middle space. One slip stitch. Then 1 chain and 1 single crochet. If you can't tell the 2 single crochets worked into this space, you can mark each stitch separately. Once completed, crochet the remaining part symmetrically to the front. The turning chain on the edge might be wrapped up. Simply work 1 stitch into the space. Finally, at the same insertion point as the first single crochet, work 1 more stitch. Note: you need to work 2 single crochets into the joining space. Once completed, slip stitch into the first single crochet to join. Pull tight. This way, round 2 is done. Next, we'll work on each side separately. First, work on the right side row 3, which is the side where the yarn is. Make 1 chain. Turn your work over. Work 4 single crochets evenly into each stitch. Once completed, crochet the corresponding number of chains. Pay attention, there are 2 sizes for adults and 2 sizes for children. The number of chains here differs. Please refer to the chart instructions for details. Once done, skip the corresponding number of stitches underneath. Work 1 single crochet. The skipped stitches in the sample are not for reference. Please refer to the chart instructions for details. Then crochet the corresponding number of chains. Continue alternating between working 1 single crochet and the corresponding number of chains. Pay attention. The marked single crochet on the front piece indicates the edge stitch position on this side. The last 4 stitches need to be worked into each stitch evenly. The middle section is roughly worked evenly, creating spaces one by one like this. For example, in the children's size, skip 3 stitches at the top and bottom overall. In some areas, skip 2 stitches. The placement for adjustments can be based on personal preference. Refer to the chart for specific total number of spaces and crocheting pattern. Please refer to the chart instructions. The sample situation is not for reference. Now, the third row on the right side of the sample has been completed. Continue with rows 4-5. The sample has already been crocheted. Row 4 starts with making 1 chain. Then, turn to the right side and work 3 single crochets into each stitch accordingly. Then work a group 2 into the left chain space, which means working 7 double crochets continuously. Next, into the 3 spaces on the left side. Work 1 single crochet each. Between them, make the corresponding number of chains. Then continue crocheting the same group 2 in spaces. The last space should perfectly end with a group 2. Finish on the last 3 stitches. Work 1 single crochet into each. After finishing, continue to crochet the 5th row. This row is worked by working 1 double crochet into each double crochet of the group 2. Between them, work 1 chain each. Into the space positions, work 1 single crochet each. Between them, make the corresponding number of chains. On both sides, work 1 single crochet each. Refer to the chart and finish these 2 rows. After finishing, I'll continue to demonstrate the 6th row. Work 1 chain. Turn your work. Work 1 slip stitch into the left side space. Two chains. Then work 2 double crochets in the same position. To make it easier to explain, we will work 1 slip stitch in the same position, 2 chains, and 2 double crochets together. Is called a small petal? Continue working on the left side. Hook 1 small petal into each of the next 5 spaces. That means we'll make a total of 6 small petals. Once done, work 1 single crochet into this large space. Next, follow this same pattern. Finish this row. Pay attention, the ending is a slip stitch into the first single crochet on the edge. Then fasten off and weave in the ends. Like this, the 3rd to 6th rows on the right side are done. Next, move on to the 3rd row on the left side. This row is worked on the wrong side. First, join the yarn into the marked stitch in the middle. Make a chain. Then symmetrically work single crochets and chains corresponding to the right side. Continue crocheting all the single crochets up to the matching position, which is this chain space. That matches the 3rd single crochet on the right side. Once completed, continue following the chart. Finish the remaining rows, then cut the yarn and weave in the ends. Up to this point, the neckline edging is finished. Next, let's learn how to crochet the hem edging. The hem edging is also worked on the right side. Start with the first round. Find a joining position on either side of the piece. Join the yarn in the middle chain space of the join. Make 1 chain. In the same spot, work 1 single crochet. Then, work into the gap along the side like this. Work 2 single crochets separately. Pay attention. Start from the row above the joining point. For the last row's edge gap, work 3 stitches. And, if the edge starts with a turning chain of double, pick up 2 strands of the turning chain, and then work 1 stitch. If it's a regular double crochet, pick up the stitch and then work 1 stitch, meaning at the corner, you need to correspondingly work 4 stitches. If the fourth stitch is difficult to insert the hook into, you can also work it into the space. Then work 1 stitch into each of the adjacent stitch on the left side and the chain space. Once completed, for different sizes, this part might vary slightly. You can watch my demonstration first before crocheting, if the last sequence of your piece is C2. Next you will work into the 3 double crochets. Simply work 1 stitch into each. If the last sequence of your piece is C1, next will be an incomplete shell group 1. First, work 1 single crochet into each of the 2 double crochets on the left side. Then work 1 half double crochet and 1 double crochet into the chain space on the left side. On the middle single crochet, work 1 treble crochet. Into the chain space on the left side, work 1 double crochet and 1 half double crochet at the same time. Then into the double crochet and chain space on the left side. Work 1 single crochet into each. In either case, when you come to pineapple group 1 next, work 2 single crochets into each of the 2 chain spaces on the left and right sides of the single crochet. Leave the single crochet position unworked. When you come to shell group 1, work 1 single crochet into each of the double crochet and chain space on both sides. Work 1 single crochet into each. Into the middle chain space, work a half double crochet and a double crochet symmetrically. Into the single crochet, work 1 treble crochet. Please refer to the earlier demonstration and combine with the chart. Finish crocheting this edge, making sure the ending is symmetrical with the starting point. Once completed, work 3 single crochets into the side gap of the top row. Then, work 2 single crochets into the side of each following row. Continue up to the row before the joining section. Once completed, work 1 single crochet into the middle of the joining section. Then, follow the same method to finish the remaining piece. Once completed, join with a slip stitch. Like this, the first round is finished. Now continue to crochet the second round. Work 1 chain. Next, work 1 SC2 tog. First, work 1 unclosed single crochet into the first stitch. Insert the hook into the stitch. Pull the yarn through. The unclosed single crochet is done. Continue to the adjacent stitch on the left side. Work 1 unclosed single crochet. Insert the hook into the stitch. Pull the yarn through. Next, yarn over and pull through all loops at once. The SC2 tog is completed. There's also a V-shaped stitch at the top right corner. Next, work 3 single crochets. Then, make 1 picot. Continue by working 4 single crochets each time, then 1 picot. When reaching the corner position and the incomplete curved area, you can adjust based on your preference. Adjust the spacing between picots as desired. After finishing crocheting, you'll arrive at a dent area, that is, the pineapple group 1 area, at the position of the 4 single crochets you worked earlier. First work 1 single crochet. Then work 1 SC2 tog. First, make 1 unclosed single crochet in the adjacent stitch on the left side. Then skip 1 stitch. On the second stitch to the left, work 1 unclosed single crochet. After completing, yarn over and pull through all loops at once. Another SC2 tog is completed. Next, every time you encounter a complete curve, work single crochets into each stitch evenly, and refer to the chart. At the corresponding positions, work picots. Every time you reach a dent, work 1 single crochet in sequence, followed by 1 SC2 tog. Pay attention, the SC2 tog at the dent should skip 1 stitch underneath. At the unclosed curve positions and corners on the other side, you can work picots roughly symmetrically with the front part. Follow this pattern and finish crocheting this section. Pay attention, at the last 2 stitch positions of this section, work a SC2 tog. Once completed, crochet 1 stitch at the joining point and 1 stitch on the left side position, work 1 SC2 tog. Then refer to the previous explanation and finish crocheting the remaining section. Pay attention, at the last 2 stitch positions, also work a SC2 tog. Finally, join with a slip stitch into the first stitch, and fasten off normally. That's it, the edging along the hem is now complete. Next, regardless of the size chosen, sew 2 small buttons on the right side of the back opening. The top button is always sewn at a corner like this. The bottom button should be about 2 centimeters apart, sew next to a chain space. After sewing them on, simply hook it into the corresponding chain space on the edge of the other side. Next, I'll use a small sample to quickly demonstrate the method for sewing on buttons. Thread a piece of main yarn through the yarn needle, making sure the needle can pass through the button's hole. Then come out on the right side. Leave a short tail at the end. You can sew through a couple more times for extra security. Then tie a knot on the wrong side to secure it in place. Next, carry the yarn to the position of the next button. Continue sewing on the second button. Once completed, tie a knot on the wrong side to secure it. And weave the yarn tail on the back side. Simply weave the other yarn tail as well. Up to this point, the cheongsam is finished. Next, let's move on to the shawl. The shawl includes the main part, edging and buttons. The main part for 2 children's sizes is divided into 4 sections. The main part for 2 adult sizes is divided into 6 sections. The shawl is also crocheted starting with the main part, then the edging is added. Finally sew on the buttons. Start with section 1. Section 1 begins by chaining the corresponding number of spaces, then work back and forth upwards, alternating between half double crochet rows and single crochet rows. Below, please watch my demonstration. Due to the special yarn used for the shawl, it is not easy to undo, so if you're not very confident with the stitches, you can first practice along with the video using scrap yarn. Once you feel comfortable, then start crocheting for real. First, work the foundation chain. Chain 3. Pay attention, make the chain slightly loose. Then, insert the hook into the top of the first chain. Pick up both top strands. Work a double crochet. Same here, keep the double crochet a bit loose. Like this. You formed a chain space. Continue to make the second chain space. First, chain 3. Then, work a double crochet into the chain space below. Work a double crochet. The second chain space is done. Pay attention, both the double crochets and chains should be slightly loose, to prevent the neckline from being too small. Next, everyone follow the same method, to finish the remaining chain spaces. The sample has fewer chain spaces. Focus on the method. After completing the foundation chain, you can compare it again. If it's too small, it's recommended to redo the crochet. If it's slightly bigger, that's okay. When crocheting the edging later, you can tighten it a bit. This way, the foundation chain part is done. Next, crochet the first row. First, make 3 chains. Then, in the edge space here, work 2 double crochets. One chain. Skip 1 space. Work a group 3. Two chains. Continue skipping another space. And work 2 group 3 at the same time. Between each group 3, you need to work 2 chains. Refer to the chart. For the rest of this row, always skip 1 space each time. Alternately work 1 group 3 and 2 group 3. Between all group 3, work 2 chains to connect. Follow this pattern. Continue all the way to the third last space. After finishing, you can check the number of group 3. Finally, crochet symmetrically with the other side, which means work 1 chain, then skip 1 space. In the edge space, work 3 double crochets. Like this, the first row is completed. Continue crocheting the remaining rows of section 1 following the chart. The sample is now finished. It has fewer rows. You can notice that except for the last row, starting from the second row, section 1 alternates between working single crochet rows and half double crochet rows, meaning the overall pattern matches the front and back pieces of the cheongsam, except the two sides are slightly different. For the half double crochet rows, both sides have 3 double crochets and 1 chain. For the single crochet rows, work 1 single crochet in the chain space on both sides. Just work 1 single crochet on each double crochet. On the last row, work 3 double crochets and 3 chains on each side. Then, for each round, work 1 single crochet in the 3 chain space on both sides. Work 3 chains between every 2 single crochets. Please refer to the chart. Complete the remaining rows of section 1. That's it. Section 1 is now finished. Now continue with section 2. The sample has been crocheted, no matter which size you're making. Section 2 is always 6 rows. You may notice the crocheting pattern of the 6 rows in section 2 is roughly the same as rows 2 to 7 of the body piece in section 1, except for rows 3 to 5 in section 2. The number of double crochets in the middle of each group is slightly different. In the middle part of the shawl, there are always 3 double crochets. Row 6. In each of these 4 chain spaces, work 1 single crochet. No double crochets are needed. Between them, work 3 chains. And on both sides of the Pt2 tog, there are 3 chains each. Also, the stitch patterns on both sides are slightly different. To make it easier to explain, we will treat the stitch patterns corresponding to rows 1 to 5 as shell group 2 and pineapple group 2 respectively. Please refer to the chart for details. After completing section 2, continue crocheting the remaining sections. Note that for the 2 children's sizes, you only need to complete up to section 4. Here, I'll explain the crochet pattern for the upcoming sections. Sections 3 and 5 are mainly worked in half double crochet rows and single crochet rows, and the last row is always crocheted with these types of spaces. It should be noted that, whether for section 3 or section 5, the crochet pattern for the first row is the same. That is, alternately skip 1 space and 2 spaces. Crochet group 3 on these stitches. The crochet pattern for the last row is similar to the last row of section 1, meaning it alternates overall on both sides. Crochet 1 single crochet each, and crochet 1 single crochet in the middle. Between each single crochet are 4 chains. For some sizes, you may need to adjust the pattern at approximately the middle position appropriately to ensure you can crochet the corresponding number of spaces. Please refer to the chart for details. Sections 4 and 6 overall are simply alternating the corresponding shell group 2 and pineapple group 2. If it's a children's size, at the end of section 4, you don't need to crochet the row with Pt2 tog. If it's an adult size, you need to crochet this row in section 4, but not in section 6. Everyone please refer to the chart for crocheting. After completing everything, don't cut the yarn, like this. That's all for the main part of the shawl. After completing the main part, you need to crochet 2 rounds along the edges. The crochet pattern is the same for any size. I'll demonstrate with this sample. First, work round 1. Work 1 chain. Turn the work. In each of these 3 double crochets and the chain space. Work 1 single crochet. After completing that, you'll reach the position of shell group 2 on each of the 6 double crochets on both sides. And in the 1 chain space, work 1 single crochet. In the middle single crochet and the 2 chain spaces, the crochet pattern is the same as for edging the hem of the cheongsam. The positions correspond exactly. That means work 1 treble crochet in the single crochet, symmetrically work half double crochets and double crochets on both sides. After completing that, you'll reach the position of pineapple group 2. First, work 1 single crochet in this chain space. Then, in these 2 chain spaces, work 1 SC2 tog. After completing that, continue by working 1 single crochet in this chain space. Next, follow this pattern to the last shell group 2 position. Crochet symmetrically on this edge, matching the front side. After completing that, you'll reach this side edge. First, work 3 single crochets in the corner of this side. Then, in the double crochet spaces behind, alternate between working 2 single crochets and 3 single crochets. When you encounter a single crochet at the edge, simply skip it without crocheting. Note that this crochet pattern is for reference only. You can also add or skip some stitches based on your actual needs. Continue crocheting along this edge until it's done. Pay attention, when you reach the corner, which is the first row of this side, work 3 single crochets. Then, when you arrive at the foundation chain space position, continue alternating between working 3 and 2 single crochets. After completing that, this edge follows the same pattern as the front, which means working 3 stitches on the first and last row of each side, and alternating between 2 and 3 stitches in between. After completing that, join with a slip stitch. We will consider the side with clearer texture of the first round of edging as the right side. This way, the first round is done. Continue to crochet the second round. Continue crocheting on the right side for this round, meaning work one single crochet in each stitch of the previous round, and make one picket every 3 stitches. Pay attention. There is a 4-stitch space at this dent. Underneath here is 1 SC2 tog. Evenly distribute approximately 5 picots along the curved section. Refer to the chart for details. When reaching the end position, adjust the number of stitches skipped as needed. Finally join with a slip stitch, and fasten off the yarn normally by weaving in the ends. After completing the edging, use the remaining identical yarn from the crocheting to sew on a larger button. Near the corner of one neckline on the right side, up to this point, this product has been fully explained. If you have any questions during the process, don't hesitate to reach us via our website, Susan's Family, supporting your handwork experience, sharing the joy of life. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next episode.